6:07 on the West Coast, 9:07 on the East Coast, 2:07 in London, and in Malaysia, it's 1972. Okay. Let's see. We'll mute that. We'll figure out what we're doing. There we go. Hey, I'm Jay Sheldon, and I'm not wearing pants. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. It is a Saturday. Hello, Chaotic Robot. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Mohamed from Saudi Arabia, greetings, and good to have you here. Yeah, I'm late. I'm so sorry. I completely lost track of time. I was all set up to do the stream, and then I was running around getting some coffee and stuff, and I just looked down. It's like, holy crap, it's like 10:05. Oh my. Oh my, people come and go so quickly around here. We are live on Facebook Live. I'm Not Wearing Pants is the page. Please give us a like and a share. And YouTube, we are at Jay Sheldon's YouTube channel. That would be me. Please subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. And of course, twitch.tv, Jay Sheldon No Pants, which is where a bunch of you are right now. And thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We are going to do another chapter at the end of the show tonight from The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, where they go back to meet the wizard because the Wicked Witch is dead. And we'll see whether or not they get their wishes. This is a long chapter, by the way. I just skimmed through it. I didn't read it. I never pre-read because I like to be surprised along with you as we read the book. And I did download Alice in Wonderland. I think Chaotic Robotic, you were the guy who suggested that. I'm not sure, but I think so. And yeah, another long one. But I got Alice in Wonderland. I checked it out. It looks pretty cool. It's not that long. I thought it would be longer, but it looks pretty solid. I think we'll do that one next after the wizard. And I think there's only 2 more chapters left for the wizard tonight and next stream. So we'll have that coming up. I have my Chinese New Year shirt on. Let me move the mic out of the way. There you go. I'm telling you. Let's see if we can show the whole thing there. There we go. I don't think the other camera picks it up quite as well. Yeah, actually it does. And no, I have no idea what that says. Probably Gong Si Fa Chai, something about make money, get money. Crystal Violin, hello there. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, it's nice. I'm telling you. I know some people might be saying, hey, Chinese New Year was 2 days ago. Doesn't work that way. These crazy Chinese people, they know how to do holidays right. Chinese New Year actually lasts like 15 days. Hey, thank you very much, Mohammed. Appreciate it so much. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate that. That's the link right there if you're on Twitch. If not, you'll see a link in Facebook Live's description, either down below or up above. And you know what? I keep saying either down below or up above, and I don't know where. Okay. Now I found it. It's up above. Up here. Way up there. Anyway, Mohana, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And good to have you back. And thank you for your previous. I thanked you on the stream, but I'm not sure you were with us at that time. Another Saturday, a happy Saturday, midwinter break, unexpectedly started. That's cool. And there's no waiting music. Actually, there was, but I kept it short tonight as I got prepped because I was a little bit late in starting the stream. Excuse me. All right, so anyway, what was I talking? Oh yeah, Chinese New Year. These crazy Chinese people know how to do holidays right. 15 days is the length of Chinese New Year. That's how long Chinese New Year lasts. So that's really cool. All right, I'm switching over to multi-stream. So I may or may not see. There's been some muck up with the stream feed tonight, with the chat only. The stream seems okay, but the chat's a little screwy. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow also. Thank you, Mohammed. Tomorrow also is Valentine's Day. Please forgive me. I completely forgot. Oh my God, I'm so bad. And I am the last of the hopeless romantics. I really am. I am an unbelievable hopeless romantic. Someday I'll tell you about limousines and special dinners and Cartier diamond rings, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, it's just been crazy. And then Chinese New Year happened 3-4 days before Valentine's Day. Anyway, I hope you have a Valentine. I hope you are able to celebrate. I know it's pretty much just a commercial holiday, an excuse for buying chocolates and roses. I actually, I posted something on my Facebook earlier tonight that said, $100 for a dozen red what? That's a lot of money for a plant you can't smoke. So, yeah. More hopeless romantics than you think. I hope so. I really do. Please be a hopeless romantic. Really. You really should. We hopeless romantics are great. We keep the love alive. I've been like that my whole life. I always have. I love romance. So that's just me. Yeah, so Chinese New Year continues. We went to the mall today. We were buying essentials only. We were not just window shopping. You know, we have to be careful because we're still under house arrest. So not just us, everybody in the country is under house arrest. I saw a story from India, and I think it was from one particular place, Calcutta, Bombay, I don't know. But, and again, I probably shouldn't talk about it because I don't know the details and I don't have the story in front of me. Chaotic Robot! Yay! Yippee! Thank you, Chaotic Robot. Appreciate that very, very much. Thank you so much. I saw a story where in some huge city in India, and again, they're all huge because the population of India is insane, they are finding the antibodies in people that they're testing for the virus. And what they believe is that they have achieved herd immunity, which basically means people get the virus. The virus has what, like a 99.97 something survival rate. I mean, we all shriek in horror, oh my God, and it's, you know, it's something that 99.97 whatever percent of people will survive. I mean, it's horrible, the people that we've lost to it, certainly, no doubt about it. But for the most part, that's a huge survival rate. And people in India, according to the research that I just read a day or two ago, they believe they have developed herd immunity. And that's what happens when people aren't wearing masks, aren't... Yeah, well, it is mutating, so there's that. And again, that may be another part of the story. I don't know. I just know the headline that I saw and the little subtext underneath it. But that is happening is good. People are developing immunity to the virus because they get a mild version of it, or they develop the antibodies. That spreads around, and off we go. And then suddenly, hopefully, problem solved. We'll see what happens. Misha, demigod of discordance. Hello there. You just woke up. Oh my God. I don't know where you are, so I'm assuming maybe it's morning where you are. The chat's going crazy over here. Ayo. Yeah. Kiwi Little, hey. Thank you for joining us. Fantastic. Scared of COVID, keep forgetting. I'm never told how many of those died from it in the huge percent they counted. Yeah. Wow. Mohammed affected by COVID months ago. You mean personally affected? You had COVID or you were affected in some other way? Um, wow. Oh, that's, yeah. Really glad that you're with us. No, it's not fun. And Kiwi, oh, Kiwi, you did. And you also did, Mohammed. My goodness. Wow. Um, that's incredible. And good that you're still here. Um, yeah. If you're not on Twitch, sorry, you're not seeing this chat. It's the Twitch chat's on Twitch. The Facebook Live is on Facebook Live, and YouTube's on YouTube. So I've got a multi-stream here, so I can see everything that people are saying. Incredible. All right. Yeah, you deserve a jar of cookies. You're right. I'm amazed how many people here that are watching have actually been through COVID, been infected, and come out the other side. Again, the survival rate, unless you're an old man like me with, what do they call it, comorbidities or something. I am the one person, well, not the one person, but I am someone who should not get COVID. I wear a mask. I'm careful. I don't go crazy. I don't drive myself nuts with it, but enough just to be careful. So yeah, Mohammed says it's not at all that bad, actually. Honestly, it doesn't mean you shouldn't wear the mask and stuff. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. All right, cool. Wow, that's I never would have guessed. That's really weird and kind of amazing, and nice to know that you're still here. Huh. Misha, yeah, I've seen what COVID can do. Wow, that's wild. All right, we're gonna do. Excuse me. We're gonna do a little bit of Facebook review tonight because I was going through the Facebook feed. Again, everybody's feed's different. All of our algorithms are different. Depends on what we click on, what we've been looking at. Some people believe that they can hear you even when you're not online. The conspiracy people. Misha got the first dose of the vaccine 2 weeks ago, and you didn't like grow a third arm or a fourth ear or something. That's good. All right. So anyway, we're gonna take a look here. I don't know. Is it gonna come up? Yeah, it does. We're doing a little review of Facebook, but again, my feed's different from everybody else's feed because all of our algorithms are different. So what we see is different. Depends on who our friends are, things like that. We had an amazing dinner, an amazing lunch today. Here we go again, talking about food. But we went to Dragon Eye restaurant, and the food was incredible. It's Chinese New Year, so you kind of have to eat Chinese food, but that's okay. Mark Zuckerberg, world's biggest threat. You hearing that, Facebook Live? All right. This was part of our lunch, and I am so glad we ordered it. It's a fried aubergine or eggplant, and you guys just keep bashing Facebook, please. Fake book, you can bash it all you like. I love it. I truly wish I could just get rid of it and not have to deal with it anymore. Personally, for my own personal account, I could, but I'm also on there for a business, so there's that. It's part of my job. It's my job. Okay. This was amazing. This is this incredible fried eggplant, and it had this this salt and pepper kind of thing. Hey, Jaden, M45. Your dad got it, and he got pretty sore afterwards. Wow. And hey to you. All right. Yeah. For Chinese New Year, I proceed to get all my food from the Chinese takeout place near me. I kind of miss American version of Chinese takeout. It's not Chinese food. Trust me, it's not Chinese food, but it's really good. Like what they call red pork fried rice, and lo mein, chop suey. Oh man, I actually miss that. I don't miss a whole lot about America, but that is something that I miss. That cheesy Americanized version of Chinese food. Anyway, this is really true Chinese food. And this was incredible. The flavor was unbelievable. Yeah, so nice. Mahjong is also big. Everybody playing Mahjong, they get, well, again, because we're under house arrest, so nobody can travel more than 10 kilometers. So if your family happens to live within 10 kilometers, you can go back and have a reunion dinner and meet your family and friends. But this is something that happens a lot once people start to get bored with all the festivities and the gong hei fa choi and handing out ang paos and giving away money. Then they start gambling, either mahjong or poker. So yeah, this is another biggie. people winning all the money. Okay, that's an ad you don't need to know. Friend of mine, oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? What is that? Let's see the translation. No, it doesn't talk about the food. Anyway, fencing, that looks really delicious. Wow. You miss playing with, yeah, me too. I told you once, wait, let me grab this from Crystal. The only Chinese food I ever got from there, pork fried rice, chicken fried rice, and chicken dumplings. Yeah, try porky buns. They're good. Excuse me. Wow. That coffee went down the wrong pipe. Yeah, exactly, chaotic. Just like the Italians. Goodness, I'm sorry. I should mute my microphone, but it's just hitting me. Okay. Where was I? Okay, we're talking about food. What else? Oh, this was another part of lunch. This was also amazing. This was a steamed rice. Underneath here was rice. And then the bok choy, the vegetable. And then this was this pork meat patty that had this amazing flavoring. This was another part of our lunch today. It was really tasty. It had kind of a smoky flavor. It was really, really nice. And yeah, yummy, yummy is right. Protesters are rallying in Vienna against the restrictions from COVID. I saw a great post from somebody. Let me just leave that up there for a minute. I saw a great post from somebody about what the restaurants in Italy did. They were so sick of the government not letting them open, putting them out of business, that they all said basically a big double-barreled middle finger. I want to keep it a little family friendly, so I'll just use this finger. But anyway, thousands, tens of thousands of restaurants pretty much said to the Italian government, or that would be more appropriate for Italy, and just opened. They said, screw you, we don't care what you say, we're opening. They opened. No problem with the numbers of people infected, no problem with the deaths, everything else, and they got back to business. And the government just said, "Yeah, what can we do?" And off they went. They just said, the hell with it. We're not going to put up with it anymore. I love that. It's very cool. Oh, that's beautiful. Aw, I'm a member of several Shiba Inu groups on Facebook, so there's a lot of this in my newsfeed. These Shibas are so adorable. They're incredible. Crystal, me loving pork automatically sounds like a new favorite. Okay, Miss Misha, and the only place I can play, people there play it so much better. That's one of the reasons I don't play Mahjong, because I suck. I suck at Mahjong, and the other players are all like really good. So I just say, no, it's better that I don't play. I'll just slow everybody down and everybody gets pissed. So, yeah. Another ad for a game. And, oh, that's beautiful. Is that Japan? It's got to be. Yeah, Japan blossoms. That's so pretty. Oh, this is Miko. Yeah, this morning we went out back to the basketball court in our area here. It's just a few blocks away. We walked out and took a tennis ball with us. Went to the basketball court, and Miko, who loves the, you see the gate here, all this fence. It's all fenced in. It's a full size basketball court, so she can run to her heart's content. Let me see if I enlarge this. I might have to pull this over a little bit. Oh no! Don't do that. Oi. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. I'm adjusting it live as we go here. There we go. So there's Ms. Miko having fun on the basketball court. There you go. You can see there. Boy, she's very tiny in that picture. Sorry about that. But she absolutely loves it. She chases the ball. She goes crazy. It's fantastic. She had a great time. Okay, now I got to adjust this back over again. Here we go. There we go. All right. What else we got going? I don't think I've got any more pictures of lunch. Oh, this is one of the underwear companies I'm looking to get sponsored. This is GN. What's it called? Let me see. These sexy pictures here. GX3. So write to GX3 Underwear and tell them they should sponsor I'm Not Wearing Pants. You can get these, and I want to get these guys as a sponsor. There, you got a free plug, okay? You got a free plug on my show. So come on board, GX3, be a sponsor. You haven't walked your dog since yesterday. Oh my God. Your dog is going to... All right, we'll get out there and do it. Your cousins offered you wine and everything went downhill after that. I know that. Actually, I just cracked open a bottle that a dear friend gave me of a port wine, and we had a toast to ring in the new year. It was really nice. Grandpa and a Speedo. No, that's not going to happen. This is in Kyoto. There's a temple in Kyoto. This is beautiful. Beautiful. 90-year-old man spent $10,000 on newspaper ads blasting AT&T for their slow internet speeds. Good for you. Good for you. What else is going? Dad and son sleep in garden igloo at -5 Celsius. Oh my God, that's not. I've seen colder, but that's pretty cold. And hey, Darren, who very often is a part of the stream here, watching. I don't know if you're. How is Miko adjusting to the weather? No better than we are, trust me. Hey, Ryan, thanks for joining in. Ryan over on Facebook. Yeah, it's just so bloody hot. This time of year, right around Chinese New Year, it's always hot. Got nothing to do with Chinese New Year. It's the time of year where it gets hot. And it is. It's been unbelievable. Grandpa Speedo. This is funny. Drawing a pentagram with Latin scriptures to summon a demon is a good way to teach your child a foreign language and geometry at the same time. All right, Darren. Enough. I had to share that. Okay, let's see. I miss so much chat here. Walk the horses. You have to walk horses? I used to have a horse. My sister and I both had a horse. She had a strawberry roan. If you don't know what that is, what a majestic animal. It's like a Roman-looking horse, and it's a strawberry color, kind of a reddish. My sister had a strawberry roan, and I had an old chestnut mare. Her name was Daisy. But I don't remember walking the horses. They were in a pasture, so they were able to, we would ride them occasionally. But, you've got two Great Danes, which is kind of like having a couple of horses. You're right. I love Great Danes. I've never had one. In fact, I don't think I've ever actually met a Great Dane in person. All my years on this planet, I love them. But I don't believe I've ever interacted with a Great Dane. That would be cool. I'm sorry, I'm missing a whole bunch of chat, but it's going 1,000 miles an hour when I was in the middle of something. So forgive me that I'm not keeping up. To be fair, when I tried to make fan art for me, I got a strange like on Twitter from a podcast. Really? That's odd. Dedicated to having no pants. That would be me, I think. Saw the. I don't get it either. Okay. Um, let's see. Don't have horses. Great Danes. Great Danes are scary to me. Naturally scared of dogs. Oh, I've met a couple people who are naturally afraid of dogs. Not sure why. Um, I think sometimes maybe it has to do with something that happened when you were a kid, perhaps. Um, but yeah, that does happen, sadly. So, um, right. Oh, a different podcast. Yeah, I was gonna say because um, Misha's okay. Okay. All right. Just making sure. I care about you guys. My viewers, listeners, I really do care about you. You mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. And thank you again for the folks who have popped this button here and sent a donation to help defray the cost of the stream. Appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, also don't forget up here above the stream, you'll see a link you can click and help out if you can. No obligation, but really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, okay. It's been, wow, it's been 30 minutes, and I'm usually trying to keep this thing to about an hour. So, having said that, I need to move on and ahead to The Wizard of Oz. Oh, one thing. Excuse me. I'm a big fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's on Netflix. Very funny sitcom. And it's been off for what seems to me like a long time. They're back with a new season, and I've been binging on it. I'm actually almost through the whole new season. I forget what season it is. But then just last night, I get an email from Netflix. Oh, I'm so excited. The new season of Homeland is here. 12 episodes. I can't wait. So as soon as I'm done binging on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is a very funny sitcom, yeah, you got to check out Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It really is very funny. It's cheesy and dopey, but it's a sitcom. It's supposed to be. It's really well done. Anyway, even more exciting is that Homeland is back. 12 new episodes, and I can't wait. I tell you, Homeland was amazing the first few seasons, and then it kind of went, not so, it got lost in itself a little bit. But then in the last season or two, it's actually gotten better. Carrie is still a bit of a psycho, and yeah, it's cool. I also read somewhere that they were redoing Dexter. They were going to do like some episodes or something. I forget the details, but that will be cool. Cannot wait. Huge Dexter fan. Okay, let me just do a couple more chats here. Crystal Violin. I remember I was scared of dogs before then too. Some guy had a Rottweiler off the leash. I don't know why, but it started walking towards me. Being scared of dogs and knowing Rottweilers are usually aggressive, so I ran and it ran after me. That will happen. However, don't discount Rottweilers. I have a dear friend back in Connecticut who owns Rottweilers, and while if they are trained wrongly, they can be extremely aggressive. If they are trained properly, they are a loving, cool dog. They have a bad reputation, sadly, but yeah, and not undeservedly so, because idiot owners who mistreat them or mistrain them is 99.9% the problem. So, when I think of Dexter, I think of a certain quote. Being one of the characters approaches Dexter and says, "Surprise, mother," you know the rest. Okay. Crystal, hid behind this old Spanish guy with a beard sitting in a lawn chair. If you're going to look for a place to hide, find an old Spanish guy with a beard sitting in a lawn chair. A beer. That's always the best hiding place. Oh man, I mainly know what is this? The quote. Okay, I know that's because of a collab of that line and the character being used in various scans of different media. My favorite to watch was when they put him on the caterpillar from Labyrinth. Okay. Oh my. All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I gotta move on to the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. So we can get through this chapter. It is a long one, so bear with me. I hope you're following along. I'll tell you what, I see the numbers after the show, and they give me a graph of who comes in and goes out and where the numbers go. And I'm amazed that you guys are actually sticking with it. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I kind of thought what I'd see was once I start reading the chapter in the book, then the numbers would kind of go, and just a few of you hang out. But as it turns out, apparently you guys actually like listening to this, so we'll keep doing it as long as you want to hear it. We'll always open up with just some BS talk about whatever it is that's on my mind or your mind, but we will end for as long as you want to hear it with a book. These are in the public domain, and they are provided by the good folks at the Gutenberg Project. Project Gutenberg, it's gutenberg.org. You can go there. They are public domain. They are free to download, and you can make a donation if you want. It's on their webpage. You'll see a link to click on. But they are where we source all this really wonderful, cool material. All right, so let's get on to it. I won't really be able to see your chats. Well, I can see them. I scan them occasionally, but I got to kind of concentrate on what I'm doing over here with this book. We're almost done. This is chapter 15, The Discovery of Oz the Terrible. We'll see what tonight brings. Here we go. The four travelers walked up to the great gate of Emerald City and rang the bell. After ringing several times, it was opened by the same guardian of the gates they had met before. "What? Are you back again?" he asked in surprise. "Did you not see us?" answered the Scarecrow. But I thought you'd gone to visit the Wicked Witch of the West." "Oh, we did see her," said the Scarecrow. "And she let you go again?" asked the man in wonder. "Well, she could not help it, for she is melted," explained the Scarecrow. "Melted? Oh, well, that is good news indeed," said the man. "Who melted her?" "It was Dorothy," said the Lion gravely. "Good gracious!" exclaimed the man, and he bowed very low indeed before her. Then he led them into his little room and locked the spectacles from the great box on all their eyes, just as he had done before. Afterward they passed on through the gate into the Emerald City. When the people heard from the guardian of the gates that Dorothy had melted the Wicked Witch of the West, they all gathered around the travelers and followed them in a great crowd to the Palace of Oz. The soldier with the green whiskers was still on guard before the door, but he let them in at once, and there they were again, met by the beautiful green girl, who showed each of them to their old rooms at once, so they might rest until the great Oz was ready to receive them. The soldier had the news carried straight to Oz that Dorothy and the other travelers had come back again, after destroying the Wicked Witch. But Oz made no reply. They thought the great wizard would send for them at once, but he did not. They had no word from him the next day, nor the next, nor the next. The waiting was tiresome and wearing, and at last they grew vexed that Oz should treat them in such a poor fashion, after sending them to undergo hardships and slavery. So the Scarecrow at last asked the green girl to take another message to Oz, saying if he did not let them in to see him at once, they would call the winged monkeys to help them and find out whether he keeps his promises or not. When the wizard was given this message, he was so frightened that he sent word for them to come to the throne room at 4 minutes after 9 o'clock the next morning. He at once met the winged monkeys in the land of the West, and he did not wish to meet them again. Well, the 4 travelers passed a sleepless night, each thinking of the gift Oz had promised to bestow on him. Dorothy fell asleep only once, and then she dreamed she was in Kansas, where Aunt Em was telling her how glad she was to have her little girl back home again. Promptly, at 9 o'clock the next morning, the green-whiskered soldier came to them, and 4 minutes later they all went into the throne room of the great Oz. Of course, each one of them expected to see the wizard in the shape he had taken before, and all were greatly surprised when they looked about and saw no one at all in the room. They kept close to the door and closer to one another, for the stillness in the empty room was more dreadful than any of the forms they had seen Oz take. Presently they heard a solemn voice that seemed to come from somewhere near the top of the great dome, and it said, "I am Oz, the great and terrible. Why do you seek me?" They looked again in every part of the room, and then, seeing no one, Dorothy asked, "Where are you?" "I am everywhere," answered the voice. "But to the eyes of common mortals, I am invisible. I will now seat myself upon my throne, that you may converse with me." Indeed, the voice seemed just then to come straight from the throne itself. So they walked toward it and stood in a row, while Dorothy said, "We have come to claim our promise, O Oz." "What promise?" asked Oz. "You promised to send me back to Kansas when the Wicked Witch was destroyed," said the girl. "And you promised to give me brains," said the Scarecrow. "And you promised to give me a heart," said the Tin Woodman. "And you promised to give me courage," said the Cowardly Lion. "Is the Wicked Witch really destroyed?" asked the voice, and Dorothy thought it trembled a little. "Yes," she answered, "I melted her with a bucket of water." "Oh, dear me," said the voice. "How sudden! Well, come to me tomorrow, for I must have time to think it over." "You've had plenty of time already," said the Tin Woodman angrily. "We shan't wait another day longer," said the Scarecrow. "You must keep your promise to us," exclaimed Dorothy. The lion thought it might be as well to frighten the wizard, so he gave a large, loud roar, which was so fierce and dreadful that Toto jumped away from him in alarm and tipped over the screen that stood in a corner. As it fell with a crash, they looked that way, and the next moment all of them were filled with wonder, for they saw, standing in just the spot the screen had hidden, a little old man, with a bald head and a wrinkled face, who seemed to be as much surprised as they were. The Tin Woodman, raising his axe, rushed toward the little man and cried out, "Who are you?" "I am Oz, the great and terrible," said the little man in a trembling voice. But don't strike me, please don't, and I'll do anything you want me to." Our friends looked at him in surprise and dismay. "I thought Oz was a great head," said Dorothy. "And I thought Oz was a lovely lady," said the Scarecrow. "And I thought Oz was a terrible beast," said the Tin Woodman. "And I thought Oz was a ball of fire," said the Lion. "No, you are all wrong," said the little man meekly. "I've been making believe." "Making believe?" cried Dorothy. "Are you not a great wizard?" "Oh, hush, my dear," he said. "Don't speak so loud, or you will be overheard, and I should be ruined. I'm supposed to be a great wizard." "And aren't you?" she asked. "Not a bit of it, my dear. I'm just a common man." "Oh, you're more than that," said the Scarecrow in a grieved tone. "You're a humbug." "Exactly so," declared the little man, rubbing his hands together as if it pleased him. "I am a humbug." "But this is terrible," said the Tin Woodman. "How will I ever get my heart?" "Or my courage?" asked the Lion. "Or I brains?" wailed the Scarecrow, wiping tears from his eyes with his coat sleeve. "My dear friends," said Oz, "I pray you not to speak of these little things. Think of me, and the terrible trouble I'm in at being found out." "Doesn't anyone know you're a humbug?" asked Dorothy. "No one knows but you four and myself," replied Oz. "I have fooled everyone so long that I thought I should never be found out. It was a great mistake, my ever letting you into the throne room. Usually I will not even see my subjects, and so they believed I am something terrible." "But I don't understand," said Dorothy in bewilderment. "How was it that you appeared to me as a great head?" "Oh, that was one of my little tricks," answered Oz. "Step this way, please, and I will tell you all about it." So he led the way into a small chamber in the rear of the throne room, and they all followed. He pointed to one corner in which lay the great head, made out of many thicknesses of paper, with a carefully painted face. "This I hung from the ceiling by a wire," said Oz. "I stood behind the screen and pulled a thread to make the eyes move and the mouth open." "But how about the voice?" she inquired. "Oh, I am a ventriloquist," said the little man. "I can throw the sound of my voice wherever I wish, so that you thought it was coming out of the head. And there are the other things I used to deceive you." He showed the Scarecrow the dress and the mask he had worn when he seemed to be the lovely lady. And the Tin Woodman saw that his terrible beast was nothing but a lot of skins sewn together, with slats to keep their sides out. As for the ball of fire, the false wizard had hung that also from the ceiling, and it really was a ball of cotton. But when oil was poured upon the ball, it burned fiercely. "Really," said the Scarecrow, "you ought to be ashamed of yourself for being such a humbug." I am. I certainly am," answered the little man sorrowfully. "But it was the only thing I could do. Sit down, please. There are plenty of chairs, and I will tell you my story." So they sat down, and they listened while he told his tale. "I was born in Omaha." "Why, that isn't very far from Kansas," said Dorothy. "No, but it's farther from here," he said, shaking his head at her sadly. "When I grew up, I became a ventriloquist, and at that I was very well trained by a great master. I can imitate any kind of bird or beast, and here he mewed like a kitten that Toto pricked up his ears and looked everywhere to see where it was. After a time, he continued, I tired of that, so I became a balloonist. What is that? Asked Dorothy. A man who goes up in a balloon on circus day so as to draw a crowd of people together and get them to pay to see the circus, he explained. Oh, she said, I know. Well, one day I went up in a balloon and the ropes got twisted so that I couldn't come down again. It went way up above the clouds so far that a current of air struck it and carried it many, many miles away. For a day and a night I traveled through the air, and on the morning of the second day I awoke and found the balloon floating over a strange and beautiful country. It came down gradually, and I was not hurt a bit, but I found myself in the midst of a strange people, who, seeing me come from the clouds, thought I was a great wizard. Of course, I let them think so, because they were afraid of me, and promised to do anything I wished them to do. Well, just to amuse myself and keep the good people busy, I ordered them to build this city and my palace, and they did it all willingly. And well, I thought, as the country was so green and beautiful, I would call it the Emerald City. And to make the name fit better, I put green spectacles on all the people, so everything they saw was green. But isn't everything here green? Asked Dorothy. No more than in any other city, replied Oz. But when you wear green spectacles, why, of course, everything you see looks green to you. The Emerald City was built a great many years ago, for I was a young man when the balloon brought me here, and I am a very old man now. But my people have worn green glasses on their eyes for so long that most of them think it really is an Emerald City. And it certainly is a very beautiful place, abounding in jewels and precious metals and every good thing that's needed to make one happy. I've been good to the people, and they like me. But ever since this palace was built, I have shut myself up and would not see any of them. One of my greatest fears was the witches, for while I had no magical powers, I soon found out the witches were really able to do wonderful things. There were 4 of them in this country, and they ruled the people who lived in the north and south and east and west. Fortunately, the witches of the north and south were good, and I knew they would do me no harm. But the witches of the east and west were terribly wicked, and they had not thought I was more powerful than they themselves. They would surely have destroyed me. As it was, I lived in deadly fear of them for many years. So you can imagine how pleased I was when I heard your house had fallen on the Wicked Witch of the East. When you came to me, I was willing to promise you anything, if you would only do away with the other witch. But now that you've melted her, I'm ashamed to say I cannot keep my promises. I think you are a very bad man, said Dorothy. Oh, no, my dear, I'm really a very good man, but I'm a very bad wizard, I must admit. So you can't give me brains? Said the Scarecrow. You don't need them. You are learning something every day. A baby has brains, but it doesn't know much. Experience is the only thing that brings knowledge, and the longer you are on earth, the more experience you are sure to get. Well, that may all be true, said the Scarecrow, but I shall be very unhappy unless you give me brains. Now the false wizard looked at him carefully. Well, he said with a sigh. I'm not much of a magician, as I said, but if you will come to me tomorrow morning, I will stuff your head with brains. I cannot tell you how to use them, however. That you must find out for yourself. Oh, thank you, cried the Scarecrow. I will find a way to use them, never fear. How about my courage? Asked the Lion anxiously. Oh, you have plenty of courage, I am sure, answered Oz. All you need is confidence in yourself. There is no living thing that is not afraid when it faces danger. The true courage is in facing danger when you are afraid. And that kind of courage you have in plenty. Well, perhaps I have, but I'm scared just the same, said the Lion. I shall really be unhappy unless you give me some sort of courage that makes one forget he's afraid. Very well, I will give you the sort of courage tomorrow, replied Oz. What about my heart? Asked the Tin Woodman. Why, as for that, answered Oz, I think you are wrong to want a heart. It makes most people unhappy. If you only knew it, you are in luck not to have a heart. That must be a matter of opinion, said the Tin Woodman. For my part, I will bear all the unhappiness without a murmur, if you will simply give me a heart. Very well, said Oz meekly. Come to me tomorrow, and you shall have a heart. I have played wizard for many years, so many years that I may as well continue the part a little longer. And now, asked Dorothy, how am I to get back to Kansas? We shall have to think about that, replied the little man. Give me 2 or 3 days to consider the matter, and I'll try and find a way to carry you over the desert. In the meantime, you shall all be treated as my guests, and while you live in the palace, my people will wait upon you and obey your slightest wish. There's only one thing I ask in return for my help, such as it is. You must keep my secret, and tell no one I am a humbug. Well, they agreed to say nothing of what they'd learned, and they went back to their rooms in high spirits. Even Dorothy had hope that the great and terrible humbug, as she called him, would find a way to send her back to Kansas. And if he did, she was willing to forgive him everything. Wow. Very different from the film. That's the end of chapter 15. What I believe is probably the last or second last chapter, I think. Chapter 16, called The Magic Art of the Great Humbug. And we will do that. We will do that next time on The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. As I said, missed a whole bunch of chat. Read a whole bunch of chat. Chaotic Mohammed hanging there. Charlemagne, hey, hello. Good to see you here. The face of Oz revealed. Yes, there you go, Charlemagne. All right. Tiny Oz. This chapter in a nutshell. Oz face revealed. 500 subscribers special. Yeah, I wish. Oh, man. Sounds like village theft. Your internet randomly goes to shit and the stream cuts off twice. What? Yours or mine? I hope not mine. I've got a pretty solid connection. Anyway, this is way better than the film, Mohammed says. Thank you. Cool. I actually I love the film. I love the film. I can watch it again and again and again. But it's really cool reading the story the way this is the original story from L. Frank Baum, upon which the film was based. But this is the original words he wrote. So very cool. All right. Excellent. I am very nearly out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. If you're on Facebook, we are at I'm Not Wearing Pants. Jay Sheldon's channel on YouTube, you'll find me there. And of course, twitch.tv, Jay Sheldon No Pants. Like, subscribe, share, share, please. That's really important, especially on Facebook. If you share the stream, it adds to the algorithm, and that really, really helps. Appreciate it. Ultimately, if you want, you can click on that link right there on twitch.tv, or up above on Facebook Live, you'll see a link to help donate to help out defray the cost of the stream. No requirement, just asking a favor. Thank you. All right, guys. That was a lot of fun. I very much love the fan art. Oh, yes, please. Whatever you want to stick, you want to promote yourselves in the chat. Promote yourselves. We're totally open and free here. So by all means, if you've got you've got something to share, stick it out there. You want to stick some hyperlinks. I mean, keep it clean, obviously, you know the rules, but yeah, by all means. And please do, if you're on Instagram, check out Chaotic Robot. All of these folks here do some really wonderful stuff, and it's very cool that they also do some fan art for us, and we will see sometimes the fan art. I'm not a bit, I have to be honest, I keep forgetting to go on Instagram. I don't do Instagram very often, but now I do, because you guys are out there and you're doing the fan art and stuff, and it's so cool. So I will find myself on Instagram a lot more often than I ever used to be, because of you. Thank you. So appreciate it. All right. Oh yes, by the way, it's in 140p. Oh my God, it's got to look like old 8-bit video games. By the way, I should have told you this in the beginning. I need to write it down to remember. If you are on, especially YouTube, YouTube defaults to like the worst, crappiest quality stream just by default. They automatically set it to like 140 or 260, whatever the hell it is. Go in, click settings, wherever it may be, maybe a little triple button up here or something. And you can hit the quality, and then you can go to 720. If I'm not mistaken, I'm also in 1080, but I don't know, figure it out. Whatever the highest one you can get it in, click on that one, and then everything, trust me, will get a lot better. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry, did I say Instagram? I meant Twitter. It's the old man syndrome coming through again. Forgive me. I did mean Twitter. Okay. Anyway. I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you again Tuesday, if not before. Every now and then I'll pop on, just do a random scream on. Until then, thank you so much. I will be back Tuesday night for a regularly scheduled stream, usually about 10 o'clock or so, unless it was tonight, in which case I'm late. Thank you so, and wherever you may be around the globe, we will see you next time on I'm Not Wearing Pants. I just messed up my ending. Now I have to start again and do my wrap up the same way I always do. All right. I am Jay Sheldon, and I'm not wearing pants. Good night. Yo.